Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a chatbot in Flutter using a fine-tuned model from Gemini. So you need a couple of things for this video. First of all is you should have Flutter installed in your system, and another thing is you should download this thing called Postman. So this should be quick enough, and that's kind of all you need for this. So anyways, moving on. First, we are going to go to this Google AI for developers, and I will leave the link to this in the description below. First, we need to get the authentication done, and for that, we are going to just come here, and these are some of the prerequisites you should have. You should do this. You should have a Google Cloud project ready, and also install G Cloud command line interface locally as well. Anyways, other than that, what we need is to enable the API key first. Let's go there. So yeah, uh, when you come here, you will be shown to enable the API key directly after selecting a project. In my case, I have already enabled it for my project. If you are not seeing that, by the way, just select a project from here, and then you will see the option to enable or disable it. Like I just got this right here. You can just press next, and you can just enable the API, and the API has been enabled. So anyways, the next thing we have to do is we have to authorize Google authentication. For that, we are just going to click on this link and go over it. So yeah, what you have to do for this one is, yeah, in clients, what you have to do is you have to create a client ID. In my case, I have already created client IDs, by the way, so I don't exactly have to do it again, but I will show you what you have to do. Just create client ID, you press the application type, you can give it some description if you want, and then you just click create. That is how you do it. And other than that, yeah, so we have to create an audience as well. It will show you the option to create it. Mine is already created in this case. So create it and set the user type to external, and this is add user information as well if you want to along with that. So other than that, what we need is we have to come to this data access part. Here we are going to be adding a couple of scopes. I have already added them in this case, but I will show you again. The first is going to be, let us go back to this link quickly. Let us scroll down. Yeah, so in this link we can see Google platform, right? So copy this and paste it in the scopes right here, and you will get this one. So you have to enable this. Let me enable this for Vertex AI API as well. So enable this for both of these, update. And another scope that you have to add is for the generative language retriever. So we are just going to paste this in here. This is the generative language retriever. Don't do read only, by the way. So enable this, and if you want to like fine tune your model separately, you can also select this one for generative language tuning, although I don't exactly need it, but anyways. So yeah, these are my scopes. By the way, this Vertex AI API one is not needed. I will be making another video, by the way, for integration of Vertex AI API using Gemini 2.0. So that is going to be different. For now, we will be dealing with this. Anyways, you just save that, and yeah, you're good to go now. So this is basically all that you had to do with this. What you have to do other than that is you have to go to API and services, and you have to create a credential. So in this case, you have to create auth client ID. When you click on this again, you'll just get this, by the way, what I've shown you, desktop app, and then you create it. Mine is already created right now, so I will just click on this, and what you have to do from this is you have to download this client secret. So you can just click download JSON, it will be downloaded, and then you rename it to client underscore secret. Just that. Let me show you here. Yeah, client underscore secret, and then save it anywhere you want to save it. In my case, I've already saved it here. So once you have this client secret.json, and by the way, this bat file is not important, so ignore that if you want to. What you are going to do is you are going to copy this command. Make sure you have the gcloud CLI installed already. Let me open command prompt in this. Yeah, so you will just copy that here, and it won't work obviously because it doesn't copy the whole thing at once. So anyways, let me just quickly admit this job. Just save this this command, select the whole thing and save it in txt file. In my case, I already have it in the bad folder, so okay, I will just open this. I will copy the whole thing and just put it in your command line, and it should work if your Google Cloud CLI is installed. In case it doesn't work, I will just remove these single quotes and then try it again, or maybe replace them with double quotes. I don't know what will work, but one of them should work. But I forgot to tell you, when you copy this in the txt folder, just remove these and put it all in single line. So remove these backslashes and put it in single line like this. Yeah, that's it. And then you copy this and paste it in the command line. So yeah, in this case we can see it is showing invalid value for scopes. Now this is probably because of these quotes, or maybe because I'm not using double quotes. For now I will just remove these quotes and try it again. Yeah, now it is working. I can just quickly log in, authenticate, and we're going to be good with that. It's done. You are now authenticated with Google Cloud CLI. Now the next command that we have to run is going to be over here. First, what we are going to do is we are going to be copying this curl command. So copy the whole curl command and open your Postman. So yeah, what you are going to do in this, I already have a tab open. If in your first time you might not have a tab open, so go to file and click on import. Now copy your curl command in this, just the one you have copied in that case. So let me just show you. Once you have done that, you are going to import into collection like this, and then you are going to send. Yeah, so after once you have sent this, you can see you should get this error code. Now why we are getting this error code is because we have to provide it an access token and the project ID. So let me go over here and show you. Yeah, if you come to headers, in headers you can see this authentication token and project ID. So let's go back over here. Yeah, so what we need is we need to first run this command to get the access token. By the way, the access token stays active for only about an hour, so you might need to generate it again after an hour. I haven't figured out a permanent solution for it yet, but I will look into it later on. Yeah, so this is the access token that we have generated. Just copy this, and over here in place of access token, just paste it. There you go. Simple as that. Right? Just to make sure I have not made any error. Yeah, this is how you paste it. So next is going to be a project ID. And for the project ID, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Google Cloud. Yeah, over here. And you see this my project. Just click on this and copy this ID. After copying this ID, just open this and paste it here. Simple as that. Now, once you have done that, you should be able to press send again, and then you should see all of the models available to you. Let us see that. Yep, now we see all of the models available to us. Now, next is the fine tuning part. For my specific application, I was fine tuning a model for a translation chatbot. So what it is going to do is give precise translations of idioms and phrases from one language to another, and also context-aware translation. So let me show you the data set for it quickly. This is going. I will be sharing the dataset as well. You should find the link to it in the description. But you can create your own dataset, very simple one if you want. So yeah, this is my dataset. But I have no clue why there is a doctor folder in here. But anyways, some error in the dataset. And so yeah, this is my dataset. You have specific kind of inputs and specific kind of outputs for it as well. So let me show you. In the JSON-L file, so you have input, like input is going to be from the user. For example, you can write how to explain my body feels very fatigued in simple English, and the model is going to be answering in simple English in about one sentence. So that was the goal of my chatbot, and yeah, so we are going to be training a model for that. Quickly go to search for Google AI Studio. Go to Google AI Studio, and yeah, you should see this option, tune a model. I have already tuned a model, but I will show you how to do this as well. Click on tune a model, select a data source or import it. In this case, it is a CSV file. This is a CSV file. Let us open this. Now it should show you two things, since there are two columns. So the first column is going to be your input column, and the next column is going to be your output column. Then you can just import all of these examples and name your model whatever you want. Choose a base model. You can only choose Gemini 1.5 for Google AI Studio. So choose that and click on tune. You don't have to mess around with the advanced settings. Once you have tuned your model, but once the tuning has completed, it should show up in your library. For example, this is my tuned model. If I click on this, I should get all of this information. The only important one is this, which we are going to be using in a bit. So now after that, we just have to get started with setting up our Flutter project. So let us go to VS Code. I use VS Code for Flutter. You can use Android Studio or anything else you want. Anyways, let me create a new Flutter project. It is going to be an application. Select folder, name it whatever you want. Translation chatbot tutorial. I'll let the project be created. So once your project have created, in this case mine is already created now, yes. So I'm going to be running my emulator in the background for debugging. If you don't have an emulator, you can use ADB Connect. You can just search for it. Anyways, you can use ADB Connect to run it locally on your phone. You will have to turn on developers option for that, and wireless debugging or USB debugging, depending on what you prefer. But anyways, now that we have created this project, I will just let this quickly run. You can just take away all of these comments. I don't think you're going to need them. Okay, so what we have to do next, as you can see, I have already built my application in the emulator and it works. This is the default one that Flutter creates by itself. You don't have to worry about this. So now we are going to be making the chatbot itself. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to change the name my homepage to chatbot page. Let me see, Ctrl+Shift+L, chatbot page. It's the demo page for Flutter. translation chatbot. So what we are going to do next is, let us first create a couple of variables that we are going to need. The first is going to be, since we are going to be using a text field in this, we will be needing a text field controller. So we need a text editing controller. Text editing controller is equals to editing controller. Yeah. And another thing is we are going to need is a list. Is going to be a list of maps for storing the messages. Let me quickly create this. Messages. So this is an empty list for now. Next, yeah, these are the two things that I need. Now I will create a method for ourselves. Let me quickly create the method. It is going to be an asynchronous method, so the return type is going to be future void. In this case, the message is going to be send message asynchronous. So first let us extract the user message from the controller. So what we need is controller.text. Let us trim this. We don't need extra spaces or anything. Now if the user message is empty, and in that case we can just return, and if we don't have that, we are going to set state for the message. Messages dot add. We're going to be adding a dictionary where the first element is the key role and the value is going to be the user for this, and the second is going to be the text, and user message is the value. So after this, now we have to send an HTTP request to the server. For sending the HTTP request, we need three things specifically. The first are the headers, the second is the data itself, and the third is the URL where we are going to be sending it. So let us create the headers first. Headers. So the headers are going to look like this. We need these three things, which is the content type, application JSON. You can just directly copy this one, by the way. The next is going to be the authorization. So after adding this, as you can see, we need the authorization and the Google user ID as well. So we are just going to copy the same one we had in in Postman. Just copy it and paste it here. So let me just quickly do that. First this, copy your ID, select it and paste it over here. Access token I meant. And after the access token, we can just copy the project ID as well. Copy this and paste it here. So yeah. Now the next thing that we need after the headers is going to be the data itself. So let me do final data. Now it is going to be content, and then a list that will have another dictionary, with parts, that will have another list with another dictionary that will have the text, which is the user message in this case. Yep, there you have it. This is what your data is going to look like, that we are going to be sending to the server. Now next we need to create the URL. So let me quickly do that as well. URI dot parse. Now we are going to be pasting the URL over here. So just copy the URL that I'm going to be pasting here, or I will just type it out. https:/generative language dot Google APIs.com, another slash, v1 beta, another forward slash, and now we are going to copy the modal ID that we have over here in the Google AI Studio. Just copy this modal ID and just paste it after this. That is going to be your URL. Let us also confirm this correct HTTPS. Maybe it's not correct. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, so we also need a colon over here. Now it has become a link to language.google apis.com v1 beta tune model. Yeah, so this is good. Now we are going to is equals to await http. Yeah, first I have to add the http package in this as well. So open your terminal and just write flutter pub add http, or you can just directly add it in the pubs packml dependencies as well in the version. Anyways, let me quickly add this package. Yeah, once the package is added, import it. Import package http dot import it as http. So now we can just create a variable res in which we are going to be storing the response. We will await the http dot post message, and in this message we are going to be adding the variables. Let us check what it brings up. Basically the three things that we've created. The first is URI, which is going to be the URL. Second is headers, and the third is body, which is your encoded message. So what we are going to do is URL comma headers comma JSON encode your data. Let me import library dart convert and okay. Yeah, one mistake over here is all of these has to be in the form of a map, which is a key value pair. So let us turn this into a key value pair quickly. All you have to do is put single quotes over here and it should be good. Yeah, so let me put this in a try and accept block. We don't want to risk an error coming in. Try. That is also right catch which is an exception. Anyways, so if result dot status code is equals to 200, which means everything was correct, that means we have received the data. I will write the code for it in a second. But if we have not received the data, then what we are going to do is we're going to be setting the state with message dot add a dictionary with the role being AI and the text being error unable to fetch response, or in case we catch an exception, we can also add a message for that as well. Messages dot add role AI text. In this case is going to be the error itself. So error sign E. So anyways, Okay, so now let us move on to extracting the data from the response itself that we get from the HTTP. So let me show you what it might look like. So the data might look like this. It is a JSON encoded response with a dictionary with a key called candidates, which has a list which has a dictionary with a key called content, which has another dictionary with a key called parts, which has a list which has another dictionary with a key called text. So we have to get to this text. That is our response. That is all that we have to worry about. So we all we need to care about is this part specifically. The so how do we get to this text? Now let me start writing the code for this. So first we are going to be getting the JSON data, which is going to be JSON decoded response.body, right? Now the next thing that we would need is, as you can see, is the candidates. So let me define a variable called candidate, and it's also a map. So what we need is JSON data of candidate, or it is just candidates. It is candidates. Yep. Just to make sure, candidates of. So we are going to be taking the first element of this, and the first element is this list. This is the first element of the list, which is a dictionary itself. So now we need the content from it. So let us make another variable called content, which from this first candidate we need the content, which is the content part of this candidate. So you will go to this candidate and take content. Now this content has another thing called part. So let me create a variable called part, which is content of parts, right? And this parts has a list that has the text. So that is what we need to extract. Text is part that we have gotten, which is a list. So we need the first index of it, which is the text itself. Yeah. So all of this should work. In case it doesn't work, then I will have to typecast them accordingly, but we will see about that. So let us set state quickly. Add this message. Quickly, role of AI with the text, which is the text variable in this case. So this is how we get the data itself. Hopefully this code should work. Now, but all we have to do right now, let me edit this code quickly. We don't need the counter or set counter or anything like that. Let me just get rid of this quickly. Let me get rid of all of this. This until this center method completes. This floating action button as well. Let us get rid of all of that. So the body will start with a container. Now before I add anything in that, let me just fix this primary color theme. You can keep whatever primary color theme you might want, but these days I have been, actually we can move on with purple in this case. Yeah. So now let me add a foreground color to this as well, which is going to be white. So colors.white, which is going to be the color of your text itself. And yeah, I think that is all that we need right now. And then in the container, first of all, we will have a list view builder, list view dot child. As the child of this, we will have a list view builder that will have an item builder. Item builder is going to be context comma index, and like this. So another variable we need in this is item count, which is going to be messages dot length. Yeah, I think we need a no, this should work. Yeah, let me quickly format this properly. Yeah, so now that we have this content, we need the alignment for it. So let me create a variable is user quickly, which based on messages of, if it is double equals to user, let me create the first bool is user equals to true. So let me create the condition first. So if messages of role is equals to user, let me check, it was message of role user. Yep. Then we can what is this? Messages of index of role. Oh, sorry, my bad, that was my bad. Messages of index of role is equals to user. In this case it is going to be true, otherwise it will be false. Simple as that. So now we need alignment. Let me create an align variable, align widget. Let me use the align widget quickly. Yeah, so align widget, and in this case the alignment is going to be based on is user. If it is the user, then the alignment is going to be right. So alignment dot center right, let's go with this, otherwise it is going to be alignment dot center left, which is for the message response from. Yeah, so we have to return this in the builder, by the way. So let me put in return. Yeah, so this should have a child. Yep, it has a child. So in the child we are going to be putting a container which will contain the text itself. Now the child of this container is going to be a text widget that will contain messages of index of text. Okay, what is wrong with this? Type string can't be assigned. Let me just check quickly. Index of text is going to be the text string. Okay, I think it needs a null check. Yep, it needed a null check. So because the value can be null, so we need a null check in this case. Anyways, after that, do we need a text style? Yeah, let me add a text style. Why not? Style. Text style. What style should we have? We have a font size of about 16. Maybe that should work. That might be too big, but it should work. I mean, as for color, let me add colors.deep purple. So the color of the text is going to be on a white background, which is going to be the container. Let me format this quickly. Yeah, So let me color, which is going to be colors dot white, and color of the outside container is going to be colors dot deep purple, but deep purple accent. Okay, maybe this should work well enough by itself. We will have to see though. And we have all of this. Let me actually save this quickly and see the result. Okay, this is reverse of what I expected. A deep purple accent. In this container, app bar is primary color, which is seed color, not deep purple. I think that is what is causing the issue. Let me just change this to colors dot deep purple quickly. Yeah, it is deep purple now. Let me get rid of that debug banner checker. Not like that. Debug banner checker is false. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks shit, honestly, in my opinion, but apart from that, let us fix the rest of it quickly. Let me actually add style to this. So text style, font size is fine. I think I will go with font family for now. Which is let me check what kind of it expects. String word, what kind? Font weight dot bold for now. What is wrong with this? Sorry, I have to write font weight. Yeah. Let's see how it looks now. I mean, it is a bit annoying to look at. Maybe the font type can be changed, or maybe the size. Let me see. Font size. Oh, come on, man. That looks nice. 500, I think, should work fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyways, enough wasting our time with that. Now, after this alignment and list view builder, what we need is the text itself. So I think I am going to add some padding to this. Padding of this container is going to be that's not all, maybe not much, about 8 should work. And for this container inside, let me wrap this list view widget in an expanded widget quickly. Wrap with widget, because I wanted to take all of the space that must be available to it. The flex is fine, and yeah, this should work. Now after the list view builder, let me add a row. Yeah, what is wrong with this? Sorry, we have to do it after the expanded widget. Yeah, so this should be a column, wrap with column, and inside the column we are going to have another widget, which is the row, and this row will contain, I think I should maybe wrap this in padding first. Yeah, that should work. So first it will have a text field, sorry, my bad, children, text field. Now this text field is going to have that editing controller as controller underscore controller, and then what else do we need with this? Nothing specific. I think I should maybe add a bit of input decoration. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, let me add input decoration. Input decoration. Now in input decoration, I should have radius. Yeah, border. So let me go with border first. Border radius circular is, let us keep it like 8 or something. Okay, you can't directly add this. The type can't be assigned to parameter input border. Okay, what does this expect? Input border. Okay. Instead of this, we can just do let me check. Let us have an outline input border, and in this we're going to be adding the border radius. This is border radius dot circular about 8. And what else do we need in this? Border side doesn't matter. Gap padding doesn't matter. Yeah, so with input decoration, I think color is not something we need. Hint text is something we need. So let me add some of. Let me quickly format this. Format document. Text field controller. Text field is not closing. Maybe I guess. Yep. Let me quickly format this document. Yeah. So after the decoration, what else did we need? Hint text. Yeah. In the decoration, we need the hint text as well. Let me just go there quickly. Hint text. It should be something like type here. Very my bad. Let's see what it looks like for now. If this works at all, that is. Some debug error. Let us fix that quickly. Take me home to the place. Yeah, so I finished this up. I restarted the code, and we can see this right over here. You can start typing in this if the keyboard shows up. As you can see, this is not very clearly visible, and there needs to be some spacing in between them as well. So let me just add like a sized box with a width of about 8. Oh, hopefully this works. Yeah, now there is some space between them. I think we can add some more space. Or let me just change the color of this first. This looks kind of disgusting right now. So decoration, not the icon color. Suffix icon color. Yeah, let me set this fill color. Let me see. Issue fill color. Colors out white. I saw no difference here. So anyways, well, there is a hint text here. So let me adjust the color of this text box. It looks kind of disgusting right now. Let me start with hint style. Now we can just put in text style in this. Color should be colors.white. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now for the outline input border, let me add this. Now what kind of border set does it have? Let me quickly check this. Focus border and focus border, I guess. Focus border, disable border, enable border. Let me add this. Disable. Oh, sorry, it is an input decoration, my bad. Actually, I think I can just add the color to this directly, can I? Okay, not this, but okay. Disable border should be input border. Yeah, so in output input border, we can just add a border side to change the color. What is wrong with this? Oh, I have to do this inside right over here. Border side, and this has color. So color should be colors.white. By the way, you can change different kind of borders in this. For example, the focus border, the disable border, enable border, anything you want basically. So I'm just simply doing border itself. You can do hover color, focus color, and many other things basically. Yeah, so that's simply it. Also in text field itself, you can make a lot of changes, by the way. There is states controller, obscure characters, set it to true, false. What else? You maximum number of lines possible, if it should expand or not, and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot you can change about it. Anyways, not the point. The point is to see if the application will work. Okay, the border color did not change in this case, so I will have to add disable border color probably. Disable border, outline input border, border side, color, colors.white. Let's see if this works. This is a disabled border, right? Doesn't seem to work. Okay, so let me do disable border in enable border. What is this? Bool enabled. Sorry, that was my bad. Instead of disable border, I had to do enable border. The border has to be enabled. Only then we will be able to see it. So this is what it looks like now. Let me test it out. Okay, I have to change the color of the text as well inside of it. Anyways, let me first send the request. Now this unable to fetch response is probably because we need a new access token. From now, let me just quickly fix all of that. Let me quickly fix this as well. This looks bad. So in this container, what we can do is we can add a decoration, box decoration, and in the box decoration, we can add the color, border radius. So let us add colors.white, border, sorry, not this, border radius dot circular. This can be like about 10. And in this container, let me add some padding, set dot all, and some margin as well. Insert dot symmetric, made vertical margin of about 5, I guess. That should work. It's fine. Yeah, now it looks quite decent. And on top of that, I should adjust the text as well. Let me add some weight to this, font weight dot bold. Let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, it looks pretty fine. I think this can be increased just a little bit. Let me go 10 with the padding. It looks pretty good now. Let me decrease this background a little bit. It's a bit too strong, I would say. Yes, we can just change the text of this by using the style property. Yeah, this has a text style property, so let's do that quickly in outside of input decoration. Sorry, style. Now text style colors.white. It should look decent now. Okay, suddenly everything else has changed. Let me do where is it? Oh, I have not cleared out the text in this yet, so let me just quickly control dot clear. Yeah, this works fine. Now enable color, and let me change the focus color as well. I think I have to change that. Yeah, now it works. But the UI doesn't look bad. Doesn't look perfect either, but it can work. Now, let me very quickly generate a new access token. So let me use this access token quickly. Hopefully this should work. Now, write hello quickly. It is still unable to fetch the response. Okay guys, I figured out the issue that I was having with my code. So basically, the URL has to be like this. After the name of your fine-tuned model that you copied, you also have to add colon generate content with capital C, and the data type has to be like this. I think I made an error previously. So it is. Now let us rebuild the application and see how it works quickly. By the way, the structure of content you can get directly from this. Yeah. So you can get this from this link that I have provided already in the page. So the content type has to be like this one. This is what you need to copy. So just copy this whole section and paste it as your data in Flutter, and this should work. So yeah, there's the final code, and let us see how the application works. Let's see quickly. Hi there, how can I assist you today? Let me type something like translate break a leg, which is an idiom, to something like Hindi for now. Let's see what I get. का मतलब है break a leg का मतलब है शुभकामनाएं. So yeah, this works perfectly. So this is how you make a chatbot in Flutter by using a fine-tuned Gemini model. So in the next video, I'm going to be fine-tuning a model on Google Cloud Vertex AI console using a Gemini 2.0 model, and then I will be creating a chatbot using that. So stay tuned for that. In that video, I might also add text to speech and speech to text for it. So yeah, have a good day. Bye.
Please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please sarapakara. Okay, thank you.